Hello and welcome everybody in the Gypsy Palace. I am Nora Huszka, the artist of this brand new artistic tarot card deck called the Gypsy Palace Tarot. And I'm making these videos for you to help to understand and discover this card deck together. Actually, I am very proud of you because I get a lot of feedback that you can work with the cards and you get wonderful readings with the cards. I am absolutely very happy for that. And this time I also want to work with this a little bit to show you how the symbology of these cards can work in a reading or in connection with each other. And also I will talk a little bit about how is the Gypsy Palace as a creative card game very entertaining. So, last time we started with Temperance, the card Temperance from the Major Arcana. I think that was a very good insight to see how to look at the images. But this time I would like to go a little bit further and to see the meanings of that one exact card in combination with 4 other cards. So we will make a nice spread with it and see the connection between the images. And for that we really have to look into the symbology of the cards and set our minds completely free to discover what is this really about. But I am sure it will be great. So, about the card Temperance, in the last video I already showed you what we can see on that card, but we can have a short look again. So there is a girl fishing in the water, so from down the card the image has water, and up there on her back she carries a house, which will be in this video very important. And also that you may see in the background to the water, it's stairs leading to the water. And this will be also very important for us now. So, I don't want to waste time. Let's go to another card, which will help us to discover more about deeper levels of meanings in these images. The Magician, which is going to be very important for us now. It is the first card of the Major Arcana, and there is a lot of things hidden on it. But as we did it the last time, we can start it like, who do we see on the picture? It is a strong man with a big mustache. What is he doing? He is balancing on a chair. What symbols are around him? It is a star, a bone, a chair, a cat, and above him a window or a mirror. So what is the direction of this picture? What is the dynamics what we can find in it? It is very important that you see for the 2 directions he's reaching out. For the star, which symbolizes the belonging to the sky, the things, the eternity. And with the other hand, down, he's reaching to a bone, which is completely symbolizing the materialism, and that we live, we die. Not like the stars, who will be most of the time there. So, and he's not wearing anything above on his chest. So these 2 images are somehow, or these 2 symbols are meeting on his bare chest. So he's a very open, very strong, very confident man who is ready to create. And I would like to say some words about the chair as well, because I think this will help us a little bit as well. So you see, in this deck the symbols are very different, like a chair. It is a very everyday object, but still, if you look into that a bit deeper, you will see why is he standing on a chair. So let's start from a chair has 4 legs. And with these 4 legs, the number 4 is a wonderful number because of the seasons, the directions. It is so many things connected to this. And the magician is standing on it. So he is the 5th point of these 4, which is, I would call the creation itself. When from the 4 elements, we create something brand new. And this is what the magician is exactly doing. So, and more about the magician is in an article what I wrote. You can have a look at it and read it. I think it's worth reading. But now we have to go to see what is the cat doing there. The cat is, I think, a very common symbol. It refers more to a little bit feminine, and so the mysteriousness of a cat is shown on this picture because what the magician is doing. If you have a look on the left hand with the star, he has a hook on his hand, which holds this curtain, orange curtain, to open up the way for this cat, who is, on the other hand, very strangely crossing through the curtain. So, and going down on stairs. And here we arrive to why I wanted to show you the magician, because now you can see that the 2 cards, Temperance and the magician, has something in common, and this is the symbol of the stairs. This is very important for us because when you look at the image of the magician, you may ask, where are these stairs leading to? And if you look at this picture alone, you will not get the answer. So tarot is something like, it is actually 78 secrets, and all of them has to be read in connection with each other. So you cannot look at one card's meaning just by itself. You always have to see it in connection with something else, and it is always going to change in connection with something else. So here the same happens, and we had a question about the magician, and look, we have an answer for that right here on the card of Temperance. And now we can see, where did these stairs lead to? Into the water, exactly. I think this very much refers to unconscious. It very much refers to the things which are from emotions or from thinking a bit hidden. So it is not in front of our nose. It is more in the back of our minds. And this is where Temperance is fishing from. So now we can build up this little spread, what I had in my mind to help us. And this is going to be like, up there is the magician. Now we see that we can place under it Temperance, because this is how, like a house, like a palace, a gypsy palace. From up there, it's leading down to the Temperance. And under that, as I said last time, the Devil's card is very much connected to Temperance. So nothing could be easier. We just place the Devil's card under it. And you will notice that the Devil has a blue background. So this blue is the same blue like on the Temperance's card. And here we have a very interesting thing, like we had a magician, and these stairs are somehow leading down to, we can call it like a black magician, or the opposite of magician or something, the devil, who is a magician in his way as well, but his magic is not used for good. So it is more used for addiction, it is more used to aggression, and and this is below, so it is a lower level of creation, I would say. And now we have a very nice row of 3, and this is all in the center, the Temperance. And if you pay attention, you can look at these 3 cards. I am sure you will notice some things. For example, what I noticed is the card Temperance and Magician. The 2 fish, the 2 pink fish, and the pink star at the Magician's hand. This on the way back also works. So like here are those 2 fish, those 2 elements which are fighting or testing each other. And what the Magician is doing, creating 1 from this. And you will see that on this Magician card, this star, the pink star, has 6 edges. So it is not 5 but 6, which is like the polars are very balanced in this situation. So we can have a look at those fish. And we can always come back to the middle card because it will be our reference point in this. And so what I said is look at that house on Temperance's back. And now we can start to think in the same way how we found the connection with the stairs. On which card do we find more houses? And here we will find a very interesting connection. Like you see, this house is leading like with a channel down, a red channel down to this water. And this gives us a clue what kind of house are we looking for. And it just happens that we have a red house hidden somewhere. You can stop the video and actually look through the major arcana, maybe you find it. But what is in my mind is that the Fool's hat is a house with an entrance. So I just place it to the left, as logically it comes next to Temperance. And now we can see that what we have here is the Fool, which is the number 0 in the major arcana, which is the creative energy. So not the creation itself, it is just the creative energy which can float around, which can be very fresh but can be also very old. The Fool's card we have now. Let's have a look at it. What do we see on the picture that we for sure not miss anything? So, who is on the card? It's a good question. It's like, I would say, like a weird creator. Everybody can add your own subjective meanings to it. I am sure you have. Some people say it's like a dog, so like the Fool and the dog on one picture, mashed together. But for sure it is quite very creator and also very bright, so not upset at all. It reminds me a little bit of a very old yogi who is who you can see in the eyes that a lot of things happened, but still this childish smile is on the face. So what is he doing? He's somehow like arriving or starting his way, but there is a lot of waves around him, so it is a very interesting position what he is standing in at the moment. What symbols we have around him is this hat or house on his head and a coat, a very beautiful like feather coat. He also has a necklace, and under him this red river which is leading to a door, an entrance. And these two entrances, what we see on the Fool's picture, I could consider like the entrance to tarot, because this is the beginning of the journey. And this is exactly what will help us to reach temperance again. So we enter to the Tarot's journey through the Fool, and now we arrive back to temperance again. And see what is looking out of the house. So you see there is a window. So if here is temperance's face up there, there is a door open, lower, and one higher is a face, a green face. And so we saw the beginning, the entrance of this house, and now we have to see the end of this house as well. So what starts and what finishes this journey of tarot. And I am sure by now you also know the answer, and this is the card of the world, which is, you will see now that what do we see on the card of the world? It is just a face. It's not said who is that, it's a creature or it's a person or whatever. We can only see the eyes, the nose and the mouth in very bright colors, floating around like a wonderful explosion. And if you ask what symbols do we find on these images on the world, you will find, I think, so it's nothing which is obvious in front of you, so not like a chair, not like a bone, because the world is somehow a place where everything exists, and it is not anymore that we give names like this is a chair or this is a cat. It is everything exists and you don't have to name it, you just get the impressions. So the upper window of this house shows us the world, so this ends up in the world. And if you look at the lower one, this will, so it's two pair of eyes on the door down there, which is the lower, and in this cross you will see what we have lower is the devil. So I think it is very useful to start working with images like that, because there is a lot of things hidden, but it is hidden like waiting to discover. It is not so hard to discover them, just needs a little bit curiosity from you and a little bit to loosen your mind's borders of how to look at cards or images or tarot, whatever. So I think it is very important that we look at this now, because now you see that there is connection between the images, and you also know how to look at the images, and you also know what kind of symbols you can look for on the images. And I would like to show you one more thing with this. So we said we are looking for stairs, and you may notice that in the major arcana there is one more card which has stairs on it, and this is the card of the Tower. And these stairs there at the bottom of this mountain are leading back also to water. And if we would like to extend this spread, we can just put the Tower and the Temperance next to each other, because you can go down to two directions from the Magician. You can end up in the Tower, in your prison, which is going to explode in these borders which became too strict or too stiff for you, and they are just about to break, to burn down. Or you can end up in Temperance as well. And because it has the blue down there in the both cards, the devil is both under them. So I hope you enjoyed this very much, and I think now this is high time that I talk a little bit about how to play this creative game, which is actually the same like reading cards, just in a playful way. So I think we can start again from Temperance, because we worked it so much and it helped us so much that we can be very thankful for this and use it in the future. So, another symbol what you may notice on the card of Temperance is that string where the fish is hanging. And if you look closer, where it starts at the top of the house is a needle, a tiny needle, which the string goes through. So what I think would be very interesting, if you look through the whole deck and try to find on which cards do you see the same. So, for example, what I found very interesting, if we stay with the major arcana, is the card of Lovers. Because the card of Lovers has also contain a string and a needle, which is ending up in a balloon. We are not going to discover this card right now. I'm just giving you a hint to think about, to a little bit trigger your imagination with that. That what can be common on these two pictures. So the Lovers is the card about decisions, especially can refer to love decisions, about if you want to decide to your love or you want to go your own way. And what can be common in this, the Lovers, the decision, and on Temperance, where the two fish are hanging. It is a little bit, so if you want to make a reading on this level, you will find it for sure, the meaning. And if I may add, but I don't want to confuse you, it's just so much I want to say. So, if you look at the Devil's card again, and you see that on the background we have this fur, this orange, brown, yellowish fur. And now you look at the card of the Lovers, you may notice that this white pig, which is just picking on the girl, the white girl sitting there, is actually the same. So the devil is in these levels hidden, can be present in any cards where you just discover it. It is what I'm saying now, is just what I discovered. So your truth, as I said the last time, is your truth, and your subjective symbols are very, very welcomed in your readings. I'm just saying that if you look at the white pig's position and the devil's position in the devil's card, and if you notice that the fur on the devil's card is the same color as the fur of this white pig on the Lover's card, this will help you a little bit about to look at the card of the Lovers, for example. So there is, when you make a decision, there can be the temptation always there, knocking your shoulder like, are you sure? But you see on the Lovers, there is also this yellow angel, which is guiding. More about this card the next time. So I just wanted to mention strings, and now we say a couple of words about how to look at those strings. So if you complete it to a game, like everybody has 10 cards, and then we make a story in a line, just how I did it now with this cross, like, okay, down there is the blues, then these two cards, Temperance and the Tower, is connected. And the connection done, the puzzle fits. For example, when I want to go with the line, the strings, I can also do that. For example, I have the Page of Wands, and I just grab it and put it next to it. For example, this fits because there is the water down there as well, and the string continues. So this string on the Temperance is holding the two fish hanging, and on the card Page of the Wands, It's a lot of birds on the top of this. It is, I think, very interesting, and to complete this together to a story will be even more interesting. And even if you say, okay, then somebody has, for example, I just picked the Two of Pentacles, then I will say there is also a string, a chain more, which holds stars. And if you put it there, strange enough, but it fits. So now we have a line which continues and continues. And it is just up to you which point you find on a card which makes it fitting together with another card. And I think this creative way of discovering the cards will be very, very useful for your future readings with it. So, on the comments, your ideas about this are very welcomed, and your experiences in the readings, like what symbols did you find in common during the readings, and we will come back and talk about this next time even more. I hope it was not too confusing. I think I said a lot of things, but I believe you could follow, and thank you very much for your attention. Check my webpage, it's www.norahuszka.com, and also you can find us on Facebook, where we have a very nice community where we can change our ideas about the cards. And also you can follow the updates and the pictures about the Gypsy Palace. So thank you very much, and I wish you a very nice day.